Today I want to talk to you about Nutanix Explorer. So Nutanix Explorer is a packaged virtual appliance that's intended to help with pre-sales, and it does this by scanning and discovering Microsoft SQL servers, collecting a series of configuration and performance-related data, taking that data and generating a best practice solution design, and then sending that design directly to Nutanix Sizer for sizing. So what this does is this provides our sales engineers and channel partners with a simple tool that's able to collect high quality sizing data from customer SQL Server environments and turn that into a recommended BOM result from Sizer. So let me go ahead and show you how you get access to Explorer. You're going to start off by going to the support portal. And in the support portal, you can download Explorer by clicking on Downloads and click on Tools and Firmware. And from here, you'll see Explorer at the top of the list. And from here, you can download an OVA virtual appliance, and as well as access the user guide if you need to walk through the installation process or how to use it. So go ahead and import the virtual appliance into your VMware-based environment. This can be on ESX, Fusion Workstation, as well as on VirtualBox if you want to. And once you've done that, you'll start up the Explorer, and you'll get access to the IP address that's assigned to it through DHCP, and you'll be given access to this. In the user guide, we also provide instructions on how you can assign a static IP address to the appliance if you're not in a situation where you can use a DHCP lease. So using Explorer, you're going to start off by defining a project that's going to basically capture all the scanning results for a particular customer engagement. So we'll give this a customer project. We'll just call this customers SQL farm, and we'll say this is Acme Corp. And once we define the project, we're going to create a scan. We'll give it a scan name. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to define one or more SQL servers that I want to scan. So these could just be entered directly in here, such as something like this, and then a password. And you could keep doing this for as many SQL servers as you want. But we also provide a bulk upload feature. And what that does is that lets you take a default Excel template and download it, get that in the hands of the database administrator, and have them pre-fill in the IP address in either the listening port or the name of the SQL Server instance that we're going to be connecting to. We also have an option to let them define the credentials in the file. This is not required, so these last two columns are optional. And the reason is because you can define the password to connect to the SQL service from the UI after the fact. So what I've done is I've created some predefined spreadsheets that have different sets of SQL servers from our labs in San Jose as well as in India. And we're going to scan all of these. So this is two SQL servers from San Jose, and you can see it pre-filled in the data here. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the other SQL servers in India. Okay, so we have a big, massive list of SQL servers. Some of them are we've defined listening ports. Some of them we've defined the actual names of the SQL Server instance, and we're relying on SQL Browser service to be able to be running in those environments. And for credentials, these can be SQL Server credentials or Windows-based credentials, depending on what's enabled security-wise on SQL Server. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be connecting directly to each of these SQL servers and running a series of T-SQL queries directly against SQL Server to pull this configuration and performance-related data. So we don't require an agent to be installed in the Windows host where SQL Server is running. We're connecting directly to the application in question. This process is parallel. You can see there's already a number of SQL servers that have been complete. So we're looking at all right now, which is showing you every single SQL server. This check right here shows you completed scans. The X will show you any failed scans, and the exclamation point will show you any incomplete scans. And that could be a case where we're able to collect some of the data, but not all the data for security reasons. So it looks like we were able to connect to all these databases very quickly. Just as a highlight, if you click on any one of these, you'll see a summary of what was scanned, including the machine name, the IP address, the name of the SQL Server instance, the version of the software, hardware-related stats like the number of cores, the amount of CPU usage, RAM and storage usage, as well as per database level stats. And if you're in a situation where you need to drill into this, you can click on databases here, and you can see the individual databases that were discovered. See some stats for those, and you can drill in one level further, and from here you can see additional stuff like the recovery model, the number of open connections, active connections per second, IOPS, related data, as well as backup recovery data. So we're going to use all of this to come up with a best practice solution design, and you do that by clicking on Generate Design. So when you click on Generate Design, what's going to happen is we're going to take all of this scan data and we're going to interpret it through a set of best practice rules that are basically codifying all the best practices that we have in our white papers for SQL Server. And so that means it's going to figure out what the VM should look like on Nutanix in terms of the number of drives, the number of vCPUs. It's going to automatically estimate the working set size, as well as other things like the overcommit ratio. So these are all the templates that were created, the best practice templates that were created for each of the scanned environments. And if you drill into one of these templates, you'll see some of the stuff that I talked about. So things like whether we're going to be using compression on a container are defined here, as well as estimates of the working set size, the overcommit ratio, the number of drives, the total amount of space required, as well as the per drive level stats, which you wouldn't necessarily need for sizing, but you would definitely need for and want to advise the customer follow when they're actually migrating over to Nutanix. So, so you can take a look at some of this and share some of this with the customer. When you're all said and done, you can push these captured requirements directly to Sizer by clicking on Push to Sizer here. Now, when you do that, oh, I'm already logged in. Let me log out real quick. So when you do that, it's going to prompt you to log in with your credentials. And so you can log in to Sizer basically remotely using either your Nutanix credentials, which are basically Salesforce.com credentials, or you can log in as a partner using your my.nutanix SSO credentials. So I'm going to log in as a Salesforce user. And when I do that, I'm going to be given an option, just like in Sizer, to select a customer and an opportunity that I want to create the sizing and associate it with. So let's see, let's do test account for this example here. And I'll choose an opportunity. Okay. And we'll go ahead and give this a name. We'll call this Explorer SE Training. And we'll choose the type of models you want to size with, and then click Upload. And what's happening is Explorer is interacting with Sizer through its REST APIs. So if you're running Explorer in a environment where there's no outbound internet access, Explorer will actually gray out this option and let you know that it's running in offline mode. But if it does have internet access and it can resolve to the web services hosted on the Sizer website, then it'll basically allow you to do this interaction. So once you've pushed the results to Sizer, you can then view the results in Sizer by clicking here. You can also, if you have gone back to the main page, you can find the scan and you can click on actions and you can choose to view in Sizer in here. Either way, when you click on it, it's going to take you directly to Sizer and it's going to show you the sizing in Sizer. So these are all the templates that I scanned and the templates that we created the solution design for. And you'll see that it's automatically passing those in with all the individual requirements that were called for in the design templates, and Sizer's following this normal course of action and automatically recommending the recommended BOM to meet those requirements. Thank you for your time.